Artificial intelligence is literally writing our code, solving incredibly complex problems, and being hailed as the greatest invention in human history. But, there's a flip side to this story. A shadow economy of data, unseen societal shifts, and some massive existential questions that most people just kind of gloss over. Today, we're exploring the dark side of AI, and by the end of this explainer, you might view this technology in a completely different light.
Here's our roadmap for today. Section 1. The two sides of AI. Section 2. Privacy and fake realities. Section 3. Jobs and hidden bias. Section 4. Dependence and control. And finally, Section 5. The human choice.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1. The two sides of AI, history's pattern.
We hear about the AI utopia daily, right? Self-driving cars, personalized medicine, amazing new inventions. But we really have to look back to look forward. Every powerful technology in history casts a shadow. Think about it. The internet connected the entire globe, but it also completely birthed cybercrime. Social media democratized communication, but it fueled addiction and massive misinformation. AI is simply the next, much more powerful iteration of this exact same historical pattern.
Moving on to Section 2, Privacy and Fake Realities, the Personal Threat.
Let's start with something that affects almost all of us every single day. You are constantly shedding a massive digital footprint. We're talking about the websites you visit, the specific videos you watch, the products you buy, exactly where you travel. AI systems don't just collect this stuff, they analyze it way faster than any human ever could, connecting dots we didn't even realize were there.
Just imagine a technology that knows your daily habits better than your closest friends. Actually, it probably knows you better than you know yourself. It tracks what time you wake up, what you like, what you fear, and the exact visual triggers that keep your eyes glued to a screen. It's super useful, sure, but it's also undeniably uncomfortable.
And as this AI gets sharper and sharper, the trade-off gets heavier. So the really big question becomes, how much privacy are we actually willing to give away for all this convenience? We're all basically making that transaction right now, mostly blindly.
Then there's the whole issue of fake realities. We all know about deepfakes, those highly realistic voices, images, and videos generated entirely by AI. Years ago, doing this was incredibly difficult. Today, the barrier to entry has completely vanished. You can spin up shocking, entirely fabricated media of famous people from scratch in seconds.
We are literally entering an era where seeing is no longer believing. It is getting so much harder to know what is actually real and what is completely fake. And in a hyper-connected world where outrageous information spreads in seconds, navigating this is becoming a massive stress test for society.
Let's move to Section 3, Jobs and Hidden Bias, the Societal Shift.
You've probably heard people say AI is going to replace all the workers. Well, the truth about jobs is a lot more complicated than a simple replacement narrative. Sure, some roles will definitely disappear, but entirely new careers are going to emerge too. The catch? Adapting takes time. When software can suddenly do your daily tasks in seconds, the transition is brutal. And unfortunately, opportunities to adapt are absolutely not equal.
But hiding right behind the job market is a much quieter threat: hidden bias. A lot of folks just assume that because AI is math, it must be objective. But algorithms learn from data created by humans. And let's be honest, human history is pretty messy, and our data contains mistakes. It's basically a giant amplification loop. Think of it like teaching a student with a textbook full of errors. Step 1, the human data contains mistakes. Step 2, that flawed, biased information trains the AI. And Step 3, the AI accidentally repeats those exact same prejudices at a massive scale, whether it's screening resumes for a job or approving bank loans. Next up, Section 4, Dependence and Control, the existential question.
Let's zoom out to something even bigger. Imagine losing your smartphone for just one day. Most of us would feel pretty uncomfortable, right? Now, take that feeling and scale it up to the entire civilization. Imagine a near future where businesses, schools, financial markets, and hospitals depend entirely on AI to function.
So, what happens if those systems fail? What happens when an unexplainable error just cascades through the network? Or, honestly more terrifying, what happens when humans just stop developing critical problem-solving skills because we've outsourced all our thinking to a server rack? Which brings us to the ultimate bottleneck here: control. As of today, humans still control AI. We create it, we train it, and we decide exactly how to use it, we hold the leash, but we are dealing with a technology that is growing exponentially more powerful. As these systems get smarter, the questions become absolutely paramount. How do we ensure AI remains safe? How do we make sure it actually follows human values and doesn't get weaponized by bad actors? We honestly don't have all the simple answers yet, but the clock is definitely ticking.
Finally, Section 5, the human choice, mastering the tool.
If you take away just one single thing from this entire explainer, let it be this. AI is not automatically good, and it's definitely not automatically bad. It has no inherent morality. At its absolute core, it is simply a tool.
Think of it like a hammer. You can use a hammer to frame a beautiful house, or you can use it to shatter a window. The tool itself isn't the problem at all. The intent of the user is what matters most. The exact same is true for artificial intelligence. The future isn't going to be decided by machines. It's going to be decided by people, by the scientists and engineers building the models, governments setting the rules, businesses, and everyday individuals like you. The better we understand the mechanics of this powerful tech, the better prepared we are to steer it responsibly. The horizon we're sprinting toward is going to be a complex mix of unprecedented, exciting breakthroughs and really severe challenges. It will absolutely be both, and the decisions we make right now will dictate the reality of tomorrow. So, I want to leave you with a final thought to really chew on. As we hand over more and more of our world to algorithms, do you think AI will ultimately help humanity more than it hurts humanity? Understanding our future starts with asking the hard questions. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.